Okay, welcome. I'd like to call to order the Planning Commission meeting of Monday, January 11th, 2022. And I'm sorry, July 11th of 2022. And let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could all stand, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Okay, Jackie, we're going to start with a roll call.
Okay. Chair Clowitter.
I'm here.
Commissioner McMorris.
Chairman and members of the commission, we have not heard from Commissioner McMorris, so we'll have to wait to see if he will be joining us.
Commissioner Crapman.
Here.
Commissioner Mamdapurkar.
Here.
And Commissioner Schwartz.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, tonight's meeting is live streamed on Cable Channel 3 and on the City of San Gabriel online platforms. Okay, so public comment. This is the time for the members of the public to address the Planning Commission on items that are specifically not on the agenda tonight, but are within the subject matter and the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the Commission cannot answer any questions or take any actions until such time as the matter may appear on a future agenda. If you wish to address the Planning Commission, you can fill out a speaker card. We can be a little more informal than that. Is there anybody who would like to address the Commission? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. This is the start of a new commission year, and we have two new members. When do we go through intros for that? Am I missing something, or? Maybe you could help me.
Chairman, we can start with introductions if you would like.
Okay. Mr. Crapman, welcome to the commission.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
I'm glad to contribute to the city and to the mission of the planning department.
Excellent. Yeah, good to have you. All right.
Happy to be here.
Okay, our first order of business is to select a vice chair. Samantha, if you could take us through the procedures for doing that.
Yes, thank you, Chairman and members of the Planning Commission. For the procedures this evening, the chair will open the floor to take nominations, and nominations can be made by any member of the commission, and a member can nominate himself this evening. Nomination can be declined by a nominee, and if the nominee declines, the member nominating can amend their nomination or not nominate. When there are no further nominations, the chair will close the nominations and call for a vote. If there is only one nomination, the chair can close the nominations and call for a vote. And if there are multiple nominations, the chair will call for a vote on each nomination in the order that they are made. And so with that, Chairman.
Okay. All right, well, let's open the floor for nominations for the vice chair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Mamdapurkar as the vice chair.
Okay. Do we have any other?
I'll second that.
Oh, you guys are making it easy. All right. Can we vote? Or how do we do this? It's been a while.
Are there any other nominations is the only other issue.
Are there any other nominations? I'm seeing as we've had 3 people. I think we're good. Okay. So we'll close the nomination, period. And we'll open this up for a vote. And we do have a vote tonight. So.
Oh, no, we're not voting today.
Oh, okay, so we'll just go.
Okay, so just voice vote.
Okay.
So Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Crapman,
Yes.
Chair Clowitter,
Yes. And he
Oh,
has to
okay.
vote for
And
himself.
Commissioner Mamda Purkar.
Yes.
We're not
Okay.
going to pass up an opportunity to be unanimous.
So the vote is 4-0, motion carried. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Anand. Few words, maybe?
Thank you for the opportunity to be the vice chair. I've been on the commission for a little over 6 years now. I've learned a lot from our various other commissioners that have come through, and I hope to continue to learn from the new commissioners that come in as well, and hopefully, provide the input that, to help better our city. Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, now we can start doing some work. Our consent calendar. I'm afraid I didn't see a copy of the prior minutes. I was out of town this weekend. I do have an excuse. Okay, has everybody had a chance to look at the prior minutes from our May 9th meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and can we entertain a motion?
I'll move to approve the meeting minutes from our last session.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay, and,
I concur.
okay, so do I.
Okay, so voice vote would be Chair Kluweter,
Yes.
Vice Chair Mamda Purkar,
Yes.
Commissioner Krapman,
He should probably abstain.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, and then Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 3-0, motion carried.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, let's see, we do have a presentation tonight. Will be made by the LA Metro Principal Transportation Planner, Lourdes Christe, and please come forward.
Hello, good afternoon, or evening.
Welcome.
Yeah, hi. My name is Lourdes Christie. Like you said, I'm from LA Metro. I'm the project manager for the Valley Boulevard and Del Mar Avenue Intersection Improvements Project, and I'm here to provide you just an update on the project. Help.
It just flickered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, okay, need to be stronger. Okay, so a little background. This is a city project identified as part of the SR 710 North Corridor Mobility Improvements Program using Measure R funds. If you recall, in 2018, the Metro Board approved funding from the SR 710 Freeway Gap Closure Project to implement mobility improvements within the San Gabriel Valley subregion to relieve congestion on local streets along the SR 710 alignment between the 10 and the 210, with the highest priority projects closest to the proximity to the 10. So in 2019, local agencies were invited to submit projects that would maximize mobility benefits and improve roadway network efficiency. And one of the projects the city of San Gabriel submitted was the Valley Boulevard and Del Mar intersection improvements. So Metro is leading on behalf of the city the environmental, right-of-way, and design phases, and the city will lead the construction. The project limits are along Valley from Manley Drive there. Let's see if this works. Apparently my thumb is not strong enough. All the way to Valley from Manley Drive to east of the South Palm Avenue, which is approximately a little over a quarter mile. It's a 2-acre site. The zone is for mixed use, transit-oriented development, commercial center, and residential neighborhoods. Like I said, the funding source Measure R, and right now we're doing the environmental and preliminary engineering phase. So the purpose and need of the project. So the purpose of the project is to improve safety, alleviate congestion, improve traffic flow and operational conditions, and improve bicycle and pedestrian mobility along Valley and the Valley Boulevard Del Mar Avenue intersection. The project is needed because the intersection is currently operating at a level of service values of D and E during peak periods. So the project performed a traffic study report which included future build and no build scenarios. The future no build will be operating if the level of service values E and F during the AM and peak periods, and the project would achieve a minimum level D during the opening year of 2025, and in the future conditions of 2045, the peak periods would be at a D and E level during peak periods. This still achieves the minimum level of D service during, which is consistent with the city's performance goal thresholds for street and arterials. Per SB 743, the team also analyzed vehicle miles traveled (VMT) and found that there would be a less than significant vehicle miles traveled increase, as you can see at the bottom table. The increase is negligible. Okay, so the proposed improvements. So the project would include a lane reconfiguration along Valley Boulevard, a new dedicated eastbound right turn lane onto Del Mar, the lengthening of the left turn lanes on Valley to increase the storage length to make a left turn, and the addition of auxiliary lanes in both directions. A sliver of right-of-way is anticipated in order to incorporate these features, and I'll bring that up in the next few slides. The project will also install new curb returns at the corner of Del Mar and Valley on the southwest corner, new driveways, traffic signal poles and cabinets, and it will include continental crosswalks that provide higher visibility for the pedestrians and bicyclists. There is anticipated 50 on-street parking spaces that will be removed to accommodate the project. However, the project would not conflict with the parking requirements included in the city's municipal code. The existing commercial developments already incorporate parking on site, with the buildings located to the rear or to the sides of the parking lots. There is also a park and ride facility located approximately 900 feet from the intersection on the corner of Del Mar and Dewey, like right off the map. Additionally, the hotel development on the northwest corner and the mixed-use development on the northeast corner would offer residential and commercial parking as required by the municipal code. The vegetation removal and relocation of ornamental trees and plants will be at the southwest corner intersection. And this project also includes pavement rehabilitation as we're widening. Here is a more better map for you guys to see. As you can see on the proposed driveway, that's where the sliver acquisition is going to take place, the proposed right-of-way. You can see outlined in red. It's an Arco gas station. We are only going to be, I'll get that to a minute, I'm jumping ahead. And the proposed temporary construction easement is within the, here it goes, within the orange over here, if you can see back here. Oh, I can't point to it, it doesn't show. This, yeah. So the eastbound left turn lane that we're going to be lengthening, right now it's currently 100 feet, and the proposed project is 280 feet along here. The dedicated right turn lane would be, the new dedicated right turn lane would be 110 feet onto Del Mar. The westbound auxiliary lane is 282 to make it easier for quaying and for merging. The westbound left turn lane over here on this side on Valley is currently 100, and we were able to propose a length to 350 with extra storage lengths to provide for cars. And the eastbound auxiliary lane on this side would be 300 feet. And right here is the gas station where we would be taking a sliver of right-of-way and needing it for temporary for construction. Yeah, go ahead. I guess, Frank?
Now, just because I'm looking at the map here. So it looks like I think there's an existing crosswalk on the east side of the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from north to south.
Mm-hmm.
Is that crosswalk being eliminated?
No, it's not. I don't know why. That must have been an oversight. All the crosswalks are going to be repainted and restriped.
Okay.
So like I mentioned, the right-of-way and construction needs for the project will require a sliver right-of-way take 860 feet from the gas station. The anticipated area that we're going to need is landscaping of the gas station. The project may require up to 1,630 feet of temporary construction for the sidewalks and curb ramps and the new driveways. The TCE areas would be restored and to their original pre-project conditions to the extent feasible, and the project is not expected to cause any temporary closures at the gas stations. They'll still be fully functioning during the construction. So right now, the project, like I said, I mentioned before, we're in the environmental phase. The environmental document for this intersection is an initial study and mitigated negative declaration per CEQA. The City of San Gabriel is the CEQA lead. The administrative agency is Metro, as well as the responsible agency under CEQA. Right now, we are actually, the IsMD is in public circulation. It's available for review. We began circulation on June 27th. It ends on July 29th for 32 days in total to account for the 4th of July holiday. We gave them extra days. The IsMD is available for viewing at the San Gabriel Public Library, and it's also available to download or view on the website. The notice of intent to for the IsMD has been mailed to property owners and occupants and business owners within the 500-foot radius of the project. It was also published in the San Gabriel Sun newspaper, and it was filed with the Los Angeles County Clerk and with the State Clearinghouse. The technical reports prepared for the IsMD included the traffic study, the geotechnical evaluations, air quality and greenhouse gas study, a noise study, the initial site assessment, visual impact assessment, historical resources, hydrology and hydraulic report, and the Phase 1 cultural assessment. I also wanted to bring up that the Metro is also leading to other projects on behalf of the city, the Valley Boulevard and New Avenue intersection, the Valley Boulevard and San Gabriel intersection, and those are categorically exempt under CEQA, and they are being carried out with their own environmental documents for the purposes of CEQA. The Valley and Del Mar was a higher level environmental document, an IsMD, because of the Arco gas station. The initial site assessment found that former or current facilities adjacent to the project area reported a release of hazardous materials. All releases have been addressed to the satisfaction of the regulatory oversight agencies, and no further action is required. However, there could be residual hazardous waste present in the soil. Therefore, the Arco site is considered to be on the list as a historical recognized environmental conditions. So that's why we were not able to categorically accept this intersection. So the next step. So after the public circulation ends on July 29th, we're going to prepare the final environmental document, the final IsMD. We're going to respond to public comments. We are going to have present to the City Council on August 16th for project approval. And then once the City Council approves and adopts the projects, we'll file a notice of determination with the County Clerk and the State Clearinghouse within 5 days. So right now below is a little schedule. Right now, like we said, we're in the environmental phase. The final design and right-of-way are going to happen concurrently. It'll take 9 months approximately from November to August 23rd next year, and then construction is anticipated to begin on January 2024. That concludes my presentation. Here's my contact info and Angela with Public Works as well, and if there's any questions.
One is just help me out here. You're talking about a continental sidewalk?
Did I misspoke? Crosswalk.
Or crosswalk?
Sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. What is that? Help me out.
It's higher visibility for thicker stripes all along the intersections. along the intersection crosswalk and ADA compliant with the signal crossings and the
Okay.
bicycle intersections. Yes.
Okay, so including ramps and
ADA ramps. Yes.
audio and on
Mhm.
all that. Okay, got it. What about community outreach? I noticed you had a notice of intent that goes out to the 500-foot radius. Is there
Mhm.
anything else that happens there as far as getting the community involved?
We did offer a notice of opportunity for a public hearing. We have not received any requests for it within the notice of intent. In addition to this outreach, Greg has also been updating the council members in the city manager's office as well during their, I believe last year during their update of what projects they have going on within direct public works.
Okay. So the big change here, though, is that, if I understand, is the elimination of the curb parking?
There is curb parking removal. 50 spaces is anticipated to be removed for
In each direction.
in
then,
total. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, we get pounded on traffic for just about every development that comes before us. So
Yeah.
a little bit wary of changes, but hopefully improvements.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the intent.
Yes. And then we also took into account the plans for the mixed use, and we obtained the plans and we worked together to analyze as it's already a built condition. So that's taken into account in this analysis.
Got it. Yeah, you're dealing with an old community. Jerry, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine bicyclists on Valley Boulevard with all the traffic.
Yes.
Is there gonna be a bike lane?
There will not be a bike lane. Valley Boulevard is not identified as a bike route on Valley Boulevard, just like you mentioned, the conditions. And we try to limit as much right of way as possible. And if we did look into implementing bicycle lanes, but it would just require less sidewalk, and we would need to take the buildings as well to accommodate it.
This is a question for you or for Samantha. Is there a consultant that's doing the environmental work? I saw several listed for doing specific subsections, but is there
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, GPA Consulting is our lead environmental consultant.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Matt?
Going back to that crosswalk, so my experience of that intersection is that and it's primarily driving north and south on Del Mar. And so tangential to that, the 710 gap is a north-south travel, but this is east-west. You're widening valley, right? And we're adding a lane on each side, essentially, by eliminating the parking and.
We're adding a dedicated right turn lane. It will be like a thorough lane on a through lane, which allows for a through lane.
But there will still be the same number of lanes, and then in both directions on Valley.
No, we're gonna. It will be a through lane. We're adding one through lane.
Okay.
With this.
So anyway, having traveled primarily on the northbound side, I tend to avoid Valley because traffic's pretty bad. Anyway, there's this grocery store or supermarket here
Yes.
in the southeast corner. And what happens is people hit the crosswalk, they cross. The right-hand turn lane is both a right-hand turn lane and a straight, right? And so what happens is they stop for the pedestrians, and there could be several, right? And then only one or two cars actually end up making a right-hand turn. The traffic backs up all the way in front of that supermarket, and then cars coming out of the supermarket have a hard time getting out, and people kind of get aggressive getting out of the supermarket at that point. I don't know that you have a solution to this problem, but it's a problem because it effectively makes northbound Del Mar a one-lane road at that intersection.
Okay.
So you have to kind of go to not to the immediate right-hand lane, but to the left-hand lane.
Right. Yeah, thank you. We can definitely analyze this during like final design to see if there's a simple signalization method that we can do, like a dedicated right turn. Like we can definitely explore it in the final design phase.
Okay. Just as a user, that's my experience.
No, yeah.
Okay,
Can I ask
thanks.
another question, real quick? When you have longer stacking, how do you deal with the length of the turn signal in terms of the turn signal versus the through signals?
Yeah, so the traffic signalization is going to be a part of this project. So it's going to be timed so more cars can get through on the dedicated left turn lanes.
Anand?
Just for clarification, this is a resurfacing and restriping primarily project, right? Nothing else will, other than increasing the volumes of each of the lanes, there's not going to be much additional physical attributes added to the.
No.
Okay. Question, is there a consideration to do night work on this project?
Right now, we have it to do construction during the weekdays between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. where feasible.
Okay.
We can definitely explore nighttime work to limit impacts to the residents. It's a give or take sometimes, so some people don't prefer it nighttime work. So
that's true. I was just considering that I was just thinking the data you got was primarily during the pandemic, I'm assuming? Like a lot of your accounts?
We use pre-pandemic volumes.
Okay, good. I was just concerned that we were using our, an anomaly situation occurring. Okay. So we're approximately 18 months this project we're expecting to take.
For construction, yes.
And there's no issues with storm drains or anything of that nature, or the curb and gutters?
No, it was analyzed as part of the geometrics, and we're gonna have new curb and gutters. We're right along near like the driveway areas right here to take into account. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So what do you anticipate for the shutdowns then?
There's still going to be continuous access along Valley. It will be partial shutdowns.
Okay.
It's going to be, I think, constructed within 2 phases. It's anticipating each phase to last 9 months. The first phase, if you allow me, would be the grinding and overlay. And then the widening of the eastbound lane on Valley, the driveway, sidewalk, and curb near the southwest corner, near the arco, and the driveway and sidewalk construction. And then the phase 2 would be the grind and overlay on the inside of the east and westbound lanes on Valley.
Okay. And then kind of following up on what Anag was saying is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., you've got 2 rush hour periods in there. Is there any intent to be able to work around those at all? I mean, just to get the traffic through the city during those hours?
Yeah, we can definitely explore different construction times. Night work is obviously more expensive, so we took that into account, and that's why we proposed the 2 between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the weekdays and possibly Saturdays.
Okay. Yeah, if you could avoid those high traffic times of day, I'm gonna guess 7 to 9, and then 4 to 6, 4 to 7, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say generally, I know projects tend to do 8-hour shifts due to staffing, but working in the city of LA, for like high volume locations, we have like off-peak hours, peak hour exemption projects would have to go through. But generally, the start time is between 9 a.m. and it actually stops by 2, which affects the construction duration, because now you got about a good 5 to 6 hours of only work time,
Mhm.
and that affects it. That's why I think all of us who live here know that Del Mar tends to just ramp up between 7 to 9 a.m. just because everyone's trying to jump on the 10 freeway and get to downtown or the west side. And then in the evening, of course, with the additional, everyone's coming home and the businesses opening up and having restaurant
Right.
traffic as well, it really becomes a congestion, bottleneck location. I think majority of us try to avoid this intersection as possible.
Well, not after 2025.
We'll get to LOSD, which is great, you know. I had a second question. Where are you
Sure.
planning to do your laydown area? Are you planning to use the park and ride as your laydown area?
And that will be analyzed in the next phase, the final design. We're going to have a traffic management plan as well to go through in the lay down construction area.
Yeah.
Setting up.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jer.
Let's talk about ARCO for a second.
Okay.
Have you hired an appraiser? How do you do the right-of-way valuation?
Yeah, we're gonna have an appraiser go assess the TCE and the right-of-way requirements after we get a concrete area of what's gonna actually be required, and during the final design, and then we'll approach or submit an offer to the owner of the ARCO station and go through negotiations. And that way they value and assess the land and based on the square footage needs, and it's a back and forth dialogue.
When in the process will you hire the appraiser?
Once we get into the final design and right-of-way phase, so that's gonna occur in November.
Please, if I could, make sure you hire an MAI appraiser.
An MA.
MAI, Member of Appraisal Institute.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I think they have to meet certain requirements that Metro has for right-of-way and real estate managers, and I believe that's one of them, but I'll make sure to keep an eye out.
One last question. I know Southern California Edison is out there right now trying to do their, putting in their power lines and volts and everything. My experience has been that a lot of the utilities that aren't that have just gone through, like AT&T or our sewer lines, if those maintenance holes aren't notified to be adjusted prior, they tend to become a challenge when you do your grind and overlay.
Yeah, we actually have the plans submitted to us, so our project takes into account those the project Edison, the Edison project.
Thank you.
Anything else? Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you guys.
I appreciate your coming in and informing us.
All right, have a good evening. Thank you.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Samantha, do you have any news or updates for us?
No updates for this meeting, Chair.
Okay. Slowing down for the summer? Good. Okay, commissioners, anything on your mind for tonight before we close this down?
Yeah, I just have a question for Samantha. Samantha, you haven't mentioned anything, so are you fully staffed at this juncture?
Yes, the planning division is fully staffed at this time.
Good.
Congratulations. Okay, very good. All right, let's go ahead and adjourn the Planning Commission meeting until to the regular meeting on Monday, August 8th. Wow, which is earliest in the month that we can meet. So, and that will be here unless there is further notice. So we are adjourned.